Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today we're doing a couple of things. The other night was my live on Amazon with the wave ornaments, I'd say, and we added the wave to step 2, and we started step 1 as well on the live. So we need to do step 2, but I'm going to take a shortcut today with UV resin so we can top coat them all today and get them out on eBay. Now I did get some happy mail. Bobby Joe found a panda bear. A panda head, I should say, a little one just like Peanut Head. So that was so cool. So she sent me 2 of those. So now Peanut is not going to be all alone in his extras taking the stage all the time. So now we can give Panda some love. Actually, I think I'm going to dust him the way I'm going to dust these and pour one of them today. I'll hold this one in case I need a second. This was from originally, Teresa sent me her version of the mold for that beautiful abalone shell and then the pendant and earrings. So I have created my mold from that casting. Remember, I never finished that, the one that I poured because it was perfect out of the pressure pot. So, where are my sticky sticks? Because I need them. So what I'm going to do is do another one today along with these, and I'm going to finish it completely. So I'm just going to make a little scene in here when we're all done. I pulled out Mermaid by Saya, and I'm just going to dust it and fill it with that. But before that, I want to make, you know what, let's just flip these over gently so they don't pop out. One of them is completely finished. The other one needs a tiny little top coat. So let's brush these and this with this really pretty. It's going to be very pretty, and I'm also going to fill it with that one. So let me see if this brush has any color on it. Yes, it has a little bit of green. But we're going to try it anyway. So these are a little I do have these in the eBay store if you wanted them. So I had to get a good casting. See there, look at that color. It's going to be blue-green. And then I'm going to fill it with the same color. So we get kind of the abalone type look to it. The last one I did last week sometime, I think, was sunset colors, purple, pink, I think blue. I don't remember how I did it. I mean, I know how I did it. I just don't remember the colors offhand because that's the one I'm using as my master. Then you just got to open this one up and make sure, because there is like a little ledge in there where the shell kind of overlaps itself. I don't know how to explain it, but it does. So you got to open it up and make sure you got your powder completely underneath that little ledge. So that's really pretty. And I'll do that one, the rest off camera. Same thing with this one. It's got a ledge, but look at that gorgeous color. I didn't want to go crazy with the color because I would rather have the scene on the inside take stage than the color this time. So since I can't use my other one, it's got to stay the same way for the master to make the molds. We're going to do one all over again, and then if this one works, this one is my gift to Teresa for doing that work, trying to get her abalone shell molded, and then she even sent it here filled with resin for me to unmold. So that was a super fun unboxing that day. She had all kinds of molds in there that she had filled with resin. If you missed that, that was pretty cool. She had filled her molds with resin, sent me them to unmold, so I got to unmold things that I didn't even pour. That was so cool. So as long as this one works, which I'm sure it will work just fine, I am going to send it to Teresa as a thank you gift because I do appreciate all the work that she went into getting that molded and then sending it to me so I could play with it and get it in the eBay store. So that was pretty awesome, Teresa. I will do this. Oh, let's do this one, and I'm going to finish off camera just because it can get kind of boring. So since Panda is white, we're going to make him this color. This is a matte mold, just like the Peanut Head. But when you brush it with a mica that is sparkling, you get a bit of that sparkle. I'm going to tap it out into there so I can use it. get a bit of that sparkle in there. So that's what I'm going to do with Panda Head. All right, let me get this done. I'm going to come back and show you what I'm going to do with the waves to get those done immediately, and then we'll start pouring some resin. Those are all brushed and somewhat cleaned off. Okay, so let's get this done so we can pour everything together. So the first ones, if you saw the prepping video, were these two. And I had learned on that video that I added too much white. It was just too much. It's like a storm going through. So when I actually did the live, these are the waves that I did on the live. So if you missed the Amazon live, this is what I did. I did the same, one of each of those. These got filled, but this one has oh no, this one's finished. This one has just barely those two shells popping out. So I do have to put one more coat on there. These were the waves, and I did a lot less white, like a lot less white. And then I blew one out with the heat gun, which is just too strong for this size mold. So I pulled out my straw and I blew, I think, these two out. I don't remember which two, with the straw. And then I spritzed it with alcohol and it opened up cells. So it's kind of challenging on the small molds. So this one just needs top coat. That's all. So that one's done. So this was the first step I was demonstrating on the live. So this one does not have the waves. I'm going to do these waves with UV resin so I can get them cured right now, and we could top coat everything together when I mix up the seashell. So I'm just going to grab my light here. So what I'm going to do is take, I wish I had my high viscosity, because high viscosity works a little bit better, but I did not unpack that one because it's not detrimental to me. So let's try it on this extra here. And I have my white UV resin and I have my straw. So I'm just going to make a line, kind of thick, not really thick, but like I would if it was regular epoxy. Then I'm going to take, how do I want to do this? Let me grab a scribe. I don't want much, and I don't know if I could do it thin, so let's just do it this way. I'm just going to take a little bit, just like I did before, put it on the wave, and then we're going to use the straw to blow it out, and then we'll cure it right away. I don't know how much I need. UV resin is a whole different creature. That looks kind of pretty and soft and nice. Let's just do a little bit more though. Whoops. Let's just put it all on there. And then blow it out. And then take our light and get it cured real quick. That is how I'm going to do that. So typically on any normal situation, I would not put UV resin on epoxy because they don't bond forever. It's not a forever bond. But because this is going to be encapsulated between two things of epoxy, that's a whole different story. It will be just fine. So that's why I'm doing it this way today, just so I don't have to wait the extra step. This is going to cure really nicely. And then we'll do this one. And then I'm just going to mix up like 8 ounces. And if we have leftovers, great. We're going to play with marbling on my cabochon mold so I can have some more extras today. These were the other ones while I wait for that were done during the prep video. And then the ones over there are the ones that I did during live video. So we'll unmold all of those. The only thing I don't have are my little ribbons because I don't know where they're at the moment. So we're not going to worry about the ribbons. So that came out pretty nice. I should have done that for the live, to be honest with you. So you just live and learn. Oops, put the cap back on. So let's do this one. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to go and cover my greenery right there. And you need enough for it to ride on. So I'm going to make like a thick, like I did on the other one. A little thick line right there. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and drip this. This isn't too potent, so it was okay how much I had used. Let's do that and then go right here. And then use the straw to blow it. I don't know if alcohol will give me cells. Let's try. Ooh, it did a little bit. Let me get that cured immediately. I should have tried that on the small one. Cool. So that was so easy, so simple. I'm going to let that cure. I might as well leave those out within reach. And let me grab some resin.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Painting dreams with the shimmers.
I've got 8, but I'm going to start with like 4 and do the seashell first because that's my main priority. I just want to scrape my sides and bottom to make sure that we don't have any unmixed resin. Then I'm going to just add some saya. I want some crushed crystal on the tops of my coasters to match the other ones so they can kind of go as a set. So that's why I don't, not that the crushed, you wouldn't need to see crushed crystal in the seashell anyway, but that's okay. Let's do it separately. Okay. Just need my little scooper. And I don't need a lot, just enough to tint that resin a little bit. And then I'm going to dissolve it in 99% alcohol. Get that all done. Come on. There we go. That looks good. And then I'm just going to fill up 4 ounces. We're going to start with 4. I can always add to it. I just can't take away from it. So there's 4. I'm pretty sure I don't need 8 ounces for everything today. But like I said, I do not mind playing with my marbling techniques. That looks good enough. Let's get the earring and pendant set done first, which takes literally drips. Oh, I forgot about Panda Head. We're going to get him done too. So this, I just kind of drip it in. Sorry if you can't see. And the walls are thin, so I went down with a dotting tool to get the... Actually, no, let me grab my little bubble wand here. I'm going to use this one. And see some bubbles popping out of there from that lip underneath the shell. Just don't want them in there. So just squish, squish, squish. Open it up. Do it like that. And it all settled, and then we can fit more in. I don't want to overfill it. I did overfill the other ones, and it didn't shrink that much when it was cured. It still had a little bubble on the bottom. So that's good enough. I might put another drip in there, but let's just move with the other ones first. Maybe I'll get some into both of them and let it work its way down while it's waiting for me. See that bubble popping out of there? It's filling up those crevices. Get in there. There's another bubble right there. Come on. Yeah, I wouldn't be using 4-hour fast cure. Thought about it, but because of the thin walls, I really don't want to do that because it's much thicker, and I'm pouring this first. As you can see, I'm not waiting for it to thicken up like the other batch is going to be thickening up, but I don't care because that one's easy to pour. So hopefully I got this all down in those little crevices. Oops. Then I will just give them a little drip to top it off. Put them in the pressure pot to get the perfect casting. Let's see. We got just something to drip just to fill them up. That one's good. Because if there is a bubble that pressure pot squeezes, it's going to suck it down anyway. All right. Got that one. Let me move this. Let's pour this one. Should not be very hard, but there is a a lip. Let me show you. So see that lip right there? There's a ledge up underneath that. That's what I'm watching out for on this one. Pretty sure this was a real shell that she used. Let's pour halfway and kind of do the same thing without getting it out. I just want to open it up the best that I can. Let me get you back down in there. Not too worried about scratching off the powder, especially since we're using the same powder to fill it up. I'm just going to go with that. That ledge is a little bit larger, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Oh, look at that. We had enough. 4 ounces was the perfect, absolute perfect amount. I can even scrape that in there as soon as it's in the pressure pot. Let me grab my little ledge here. Tray, I should say, not ledge. Oh, that's UV resin. And we're going to get this into my smaller pressure pot. Hopefully on one shelf. And then put it under pressure to about 40 to 45 pounds for all of my projects. I don't go above 45. There we go. This one's going to need trimming because it looks like I overfilled it. Try to get it out now. But they're going to need trimming anyway, so it doesn't matter. So let me just scrape this into here. It's going to be such a pretty color. So this is a matte mold, which is why I brushed it. So if you're wondering why did I brush it before I filled it with the exact same color, that's why. So when you have a matte mold, you're going to get the sparkle better if you brush it on first. If I didn't brush it on, it would have looked satiny. It would have been pretty, but not what I was going for. So that's why I brushed it and filled it with the same color. Hope that helps somebody out there, because I know they're new people are probably like, what was the point of that? All right, I'm going to get this under pressure, and then we're going to work on the crushed crystal and the ornaments. I forgot about little panda head over there, so hopefully we have enough left. I can mix some up for him. I'm just going to put the tiniest bit of the crushed crystal into my clear. I did not vacuum chamber this, but honestly, because it's been sitting here a few minutes, it's pretty much degassed on its own. So I'm going to go with that for the first time in my life. And I can just use a lighter or a heat gun if I see bubbles popping up. So that's pretty amazing. So just let your, if you don't have a vacuum chamber, let your resin sit on your table for a few minutes degassing. So let's just fill these up. This one will be a little tricky because that white UV resin is already pretty high on there. I just want to dome it. And this one is really domed. It's definitely going to need trimming probably, because there's a lot in there. I'll probably have to re-drill that hole. I don't know if I have enough for all of them. I don't need all of them, but most of them need to be done. I might be mixing up some more resin. That's okay. And the crushed crystal, it also hides bubbles too. And these are sea life, so bubbles honestly don't even make a difference. There's that one. Magnifies that glitter. And we're adding a touch more of glitter. I'm just going to get it to the edge. That one looks pretty good. Oops, that pearl is not underneath. So we're going to have a pearl sticking out. I can't dome it high enough for that one. So when you're, when you're placing your stuff in there, as I said before. However, I didn't practice what I preached because I did not double check to make sure everything was underneath the lip of the mold. But if you use them for ornaments, I mean, if you use it for a coaster, there'd be probably a problem. But if you use it as an ornament, as the mold is intended, it shouldn't matter that it's not underneath. Wouldn't that be terrible if I had enough for everything and not panda head? Oh man, that one's good. Which one need? Oh, this one. Let's do this one first. I don't even know if I could do that one again because it's already kind of full. Like I said, it's got to have a little bit more just to try to get those shells underneath. Oh, I should have enough for panda. I'll definitely be having to trim the edges because this one probably will overflow. I can't tell because it's clear. If I'm all the way around, I might... You guys probably have a better view from that, but I can't see into my camera on this setup, so that stinks. I think we got it. I think it's under. So I'm going to fill this one up a little bit more. I can tell that it's not quite domed. Now it is. Yeah, I have to drill out those holes. This one could use a little bit more. Just barely. Then I'm going to walk away. Oh, that poor pearl. Oh, well. That one's way domed. Okay, that's good. I wonder if I can move these and get some powder into panda head. Let's see here. Without spilling. Let's just mix up some Saya again. A little bit. Ooh, what's on there? Something on there. I didn't dissolve it. I do want to kind of gently, so I'm not mixing in a crazy amount of bubbles here. Let's do that. And poor Mr. Panda. We don't have as much left over as I expected. Can't spray him because we got the powder on him. How are we doing here? We only have a little bit left. Not too bad. Maybe an ounce. So let's play around with my cabochon mold. It's almost too high, or I'm not going to have that. I need a paper towel. Give me a sec. That's almost... Look at that unmixed mica right there. That's why I do right there. That's why I dissolve it in alcohol first. So you don't have unmixed. Okay. Let's see. Let me find my pigments. I pulled out my blue one from the opaque resin pigment set. And I put the resin in my cup. Little cup, just easier. I'm going to do 2 drops at an angle, excuse me. And let's do the hearts first because I like the hearts. A little bit. And then when you run out, which I want to dome them, because there's virtually no trimming if you dome these things. And then I'm going to add another drop. Let's do some of these. Pretty dainty one. And then I'll add one more drop. These should be really pretty with that mermaid background. Let's do the round. And I think that's all I'm going to have. That's pretty much it. Enough to dome it. Where's a stick? I just need a couple of drops just to get it just high enough over that edge so we don't have to trim it. So we did pretty good today. I didn't like crazy over pour or anything. Everything's looking pretty decent. All right, now I'm going to wait. I'm not going to turn my heat mat on. I'm going to wait 5 hours. Then I will pull out the stuff from the pressure pot and put on the heat mat at that time, everything until it's cured. I generally put it on for about, I don't know, an hour to an hour and a half. And it's usually on lower medium. I don't really use high anymore. I used to use high all the time until I had a few issues. But there's that. Okay, I'll just cover these up. Get you the comment of the day and see you in a sec. Everything is cured, but I have some mail to go through and some that I purchased. Since I have a lot more room for storage for mica powders, I decided, you know what? I've been wanting some of these colors because they're huge 200-gram bottles. Like, look at that. This is the Crystal White brand, the one that I got, Chang Taik G or something. Silk Blue. Look at that gorgeous color. I should have got, no, I'm not even going to say it because you guys are going to do it. I thought I ordered a different color, but it ended up being red brown, which is fine. It's almost like a copper. This is not the one I thought I was ordering. I thought it was going to be something different, but that's okay. I'm going to grab the other one too. Blackish green, but look at that. It's like a, not, I don't see black in it, but I like the greenish color. It's almost like a green blue. So there's that one, and I got one more, wine red. Isn't that gorgeous? We're going to have to use these in something very soon. Got some happy mail today from Barbara. This isn't into resin mold, believe it or not. And look at that. It's 8. I think they're hippos. I think they're almost exactly the same as my hippo that I sell, like the big one, but in tiny form. So we have to make some of those. Aren't they adorbs? Oh my gosh, so cute. Then I got a letter and some mail from Deb Hansel. Let me read it to you. I cut part of it open by accident. I have watched Glitz and Glitter for some time now. I love the YouTube videos and now your new Glitz Acres. Because of your channel, I have tried a few resin projects. Oh, projects. She kind of scribbled something out there. I think that's what it says. My daughter has a small business with an all-natural bug barrier product, which might be useful for you. Very good for no-seams and much more. Enclosed are a few of their products. Hope it helps with the bugs. Oh my gosh, trust me, we need something. Take a look at their website for more information. SeaAnchoredSecrets.com. I will put that on the screen if you guys want to check it out. SeaAnchoredSecrets.com. Enjoy your new home and keep the videos coming. Thank you, Deb. So this is from her daughter's company. And we have Afterbite Scrub, which Don needs because they like him more than they like me. We have Bug Barrier, all natural, repels no seams, mosquitoes, flies, and other insects. And here's the little spray. It says, may contain oils expressed from the nuts. Do not use if you have nut allergies. That's good to know. We don't. For extra use only, avoid contact with flies. All the other stuff is normal. Directions: smooth over exposed skin to create a thin barrier layer. Apply as needed for proper continuous coverage. Does not contain sunscreen. So that is so cool. We will definitely be putting this on. And then here is their card if you want to take a screenshot. SeaAnchoredSecrets.com. Then we got Bug Barrier, a towelette. Oh, 2 of them. So this is probably this in a towelette form. Cool. That's for your purse when you need it the most and you don't have your thingy. Although this is purse size too. Thank you so much, Deb. Wow. We really have some flies here, but that's from the animals. But we found, actually my mom found when they were shopping out and about, wherever they were shopping, I can't even remember the name of the store, some kind of something you put in with your cow's food, which they ingest, and it's supposed to make their cow patties not attractive to flies. So we got to try that. All right, let's get some extras out. Here is the blue marbling. Ooh, that one's pretty. I only got 5 today. That one's nice. So I will go ahead and put flatback bales on. That one's okay, not the best, but regardless. I do have some trimming. I have some overpour on some of these, but let's get them out. And I probably have to drill. Yeah, I have to drill a little bit, which is super easy. Just put it in the hole and finish pushing it through. Let me go a little higher. Goes right through. And I have a little tiny bit of flashing to come off from the little bits that get stuck around your molds while you're pouring. Whoops, let me shut this off. All right, there's the one. This one needs trimmed, which I will do off camera. I'm just going to take basically some clippers like this, get it all cut off, and then I will take my nail file at an angle so you don't see that filing, and then you can use Resin Restore if you have it. Sorry, you guys cannot get this overseas. Some might pass through, but most of them get taken by customs, and it's very frustrating, but there's nothing I can do, unfortunately. So that's how I'm going to fix this. All of them, actually, and then I'll just take some Resin Restore and get the sand marks to go away. Just like that. And if you have too much on here, just take yourself a little paper towel. Let me grab one. You could put some alcohol. Look, I put my alcohol in my blingy spray bottle. And then just wipe off the excess. It won't take off what you needed it for. So there is that. Those are really pretty. Look at the sparkle in the top coat. So that one's nice. Again, I'll do them off camera, but let's just look, because we have all those little bits everywhere. So that's pretty. Here's one from the live. These we just top coated today. We didn't do the waves on these ones. We did these back on the 6th of June. And you can only watch those lives for 7 days. So you can no longer watch that one. Here's the ones we did today with the waves. Of course, look at all that extra that came out. That one was really high. I had to get it really high. Not too bad, not too bad. There's, see the bubbles in there from that iridescent vase filler. Pretty cool. And then here is the all sand one with all the goodies in there. And then last but not least, this one. That came out pretty good with the UV resin. Huh. Pretty happy with it. That doesn't happen often. All right, let's get these out and see what we got. There it is. That is exactly the color that I wanted. So that worked out amazingly. Now, if you would have brushed it with the same color and filled it with black, oh my gosh, you wouldn't even recognize this piece. You would not have opal, put it that way. I'm just going to trim those. Those are cute. That is the perfect color. Now I got to figure out what I want to do to the inside, since I can do something to the inside. So 2 little earring sizes and a pendant size. Here's that. Oh, I got a little bubble there. All right, let's get this one out. This one is a little over poured too. So I left it in for 5 hours, like I said, and I heat matted everything for, I think, 2 hours on low or medium, just to make sure it was done. Let me get this out around that edge. There we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. It looks authentic. Now this has a rough edge around, but it's so pretty. That is so nice. And then here's the color inside the resin. And then this is what you get when you brush it on the resin. Oh my gosh. I almost don't want to put anything in there, but I got to come up with some ideas. Let me clean all these up, get bales on these. Oh, panda head. I almost forgot panda head. Oh, isn't he cute? He's adorable. I'm going to have to put some black on him for Panda. That could almost be a Cocker Spaniel too. But this does look like Panda when he lets me trim around his eyes. He hates his eyes trimmed, but if I don't trim him, he can't see anything. So cute. Okay, let me come up with a plan and I'll be right back.
Michelle at the workbench, apron all sand, tiny little treasures in her careful hands.
Abalone shining, pearly and white. See life in motion, caught up inside.
She pours in the glitter, slow like a tide. Pearls in the corners, a wave on each side.
Sand from the shoreline, soft as a prayer.
Every little shell finds a home in there. One more swirl, one more shine.
Set that ocean right in time.
Glitz and glitter shine so bright. Shells and pearls in the warm daylight.
Glitz and glitter, sea and sand.
Jesus bless the work of her hands.
Wave by wave she makes it new.
Thank you, Jesus, for the viewers too. Every day they come, every day they stay.
Glitz and glitter blesses the day.
Blesses the day.
Beach-themed ornaments hanging in line. Little round windows, water and shine.
Waves in the resin, blue-green curl.
Seashells and pearls in a sparkling world.
She's got that beach in a tiny frame.
Everyone different,
Never the same. Glitter catching light on the shelf by the wall. Looks like a summer you can hold up tall.
hands get busy, hearts stay sweet.
Bless this craft
And bless this bead. Glitz and glitter shine so bright.
shells and pearls in the warm daylight.
Glitz and glitter, sea and sand.
Jesus bless the work of her hands.
Wave by wave she makes it new.
Thank you, Jesus, for the viewers too.
Every day they come, every day they stay. Glitz and glitter blesses the day.
For the ones who watch her through the week.
For every kind word that she gets to speak.
For the time they give.
For the love they show.
Lord, keep that circle soft and glow.
Glitz and glitter shine so bright.
Shells and pearls in the warm daylight.
Glitz and glitter, sea and sand.
Jesus bless the work of her hands.
Wave by wave she makes it new.
Thank you, Jesus, for the viewers too.
Every day they come, every day they stay.
Well, I'm kind of done. I looked and I looked and I looked. I could not find my jewelry findings, but I'll be putting everything away in the next couple days, so I should find them. So these are the earrings and then the pendant, but I couldn't drill the hole, put the jump ring on or anything. but I will get to that in a few days. So those came out cute. All I did was glue a UV resin, some sand into the bottoms, glued in a pearl and a couple shells. Pretty much that's it. Oh, and I put silver around the edge, silver paint pen. Same thing on this one, except I added a starfish, a few extra pearls, a larger shell, and whatever. So I just used my Gorilla Glue, UV resin the sand in, so you can use it as a dish and not, I didn't want to fill it like up or anything. And then here's Panda Head, all patched up. And then these are done. All I did was trim everything around the edge, resin restored them, drilled the hole out. So these will end up being a set for the 4 clear ones. And then these 3 of the sandy ones. And then I don't know how I will split. This one's just going to be an extra for somebody. So I'm not sure how I'm going to split these. If I split them, maybe they'll all go together. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead in my life. So those are those. We have 3 different sizes made for the beachy ones. And then here's the little pendants with the bails on. The bails always make them look prettier for some reason, but they do. All right, that is it. Thank you guys for the happy mail. I appreciate everything, and I'm going to get you pictures of everything. So thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Ooh, 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 ooh. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Ooh, 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 ooh. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart.